Why is it so hard to feel comfortable when talking to a camera? Why do we all feel so awkward and so when we are recording, and even more when we're watching our footage? If you think that you are not good for the camera, you were not born for this, or any sort of feeling like that, those feelings are super valid, but I would recommend that you try a different approach. Kill all the preconceived ideas that you have about yourself being good or not good to be on camera, and you start getting like a more objective approach to the whole situation. Let's start talking about the challenges. Why is it so hard to record talking to a camera? Well, the first reason, which is very obvious, is that we're not used to talk to objects. We're used to talk to people, maybe animals or something like that, but we're not used to say eloquent things talking to objects. For example, if I get this speaker that I have right here and try to say something looking at the speaker, something eloquent, it's very challenging. Try it, pick up a spoon or something you have at home and try doing it. It's so complicated. The second reason why talking to camera is so hard is because we don't have any sort of feedback. So I'm here now recording this video for you, but I'm literally alone in my living room talking to a camera, and I don't know if the things that I are saying are being understood, are funny, are dramatic. Like, I don't have any sort of visual feedback or verbal feedback from you. So this makes it even more challenging. And the third one, and probably like the more challenging emotionally of all of this, is that when we saw people on camera, they're doing great. And then we look at our footage and it's like, this is bad. The problem with this is that we compare ourselves, which we've never done this before, or we're just getting started, and we compare to people who've trained and who've done this like many times. And of course they're gonna do great. But it's not because they were born for this. It's because they've done it many times. Like, same if you go to the gym for the first day and you see that person like pulling up like nothing, and you're like, I can even like, I can do it. If you keep training, if you keep practicing, at some point you will get there. And talking to a camera is the same thing. It's not that you were not born for this. It's not that you're like afraid or you can do it or you're not funny. It's all about practice and the repetitions. And I have some tips that will make you feel more comfortable. So let's talk about those. When you're recording, first of all, you need to look to the lenses. This is very challenging, but if I'm talking and if I'm making this video looking at the script which is on my laptop, this just doesn't work. You need to look at the camera because it's like people are gonna feel like you're looking at them. How do we overcome this? Well, some people put a mirror behind the camera, so instead of talking at the lenses, you feel like you're talking to yourself and the effect is kind of like the same. I would recommend that you do that if you're like uncomfortable looking at the camera at the beginning. I know Stanley Tate from Tate Law gave me this tip and I thought it was brilliant. So you talk to the camera and you put the mirror behind, and then it's like you're talking to yourself, like you're looking yourself at the mirror. Make yourself comfortable. If you're not used to talk to a camera, make sure that all the other elements are somehow familiar to you. So for example, if you can record at home, or like you can, have a table in front of you. Having a table in front of you actually gives you more confidence because you know where to put your hands when you're talking. Don't try standing still or on a chair and you don't know what to do with your legs or your hands. Just put a table in front of you and just talk like you would do on a meeting. Smile. Honestly, people will just connect with you more. It can feel awkward. Like when you're talking about something technical, when you're describing your product, your offer, it can feel weird while you're recording to be smiling. But trust me, just try it. Maybe do one take smiling, do another take not smiling, and compare. Then you decide. Have a script. On the other video I have on how to make a video, the steps you need to follow, I strongly recommend you have some script. Don't write 3 pages of the video you're gonna do unless that's gonna be a voiceover and you wanna nail it. But if you're gonna be talking on camera just like I'm doing now, make sure you have some sort of script with bullet points. So what are the sections of the video? What do you wanna cover? What are the bullet points of the ideas you wanna share? That will help you not forget anything, but also it will help you feel more relaxed and more comfortable, and make sure you do one take for bullet point and you move on when you're ready. be concise. This is something that personally I struggle a lot because I'm a talker and I do like very long sentences that connect with each other, but on video it's much more easier to talk with very short and concise sentences. This will help you edit the videos, you will cut the parts that are not necessary, and it will just make your life easier. And finally, practice. Make sure you make 3, 4 takes, 10 takes, 20 takes, as much as necessary, and just accept that your first video is gonna suck. We've all been there. Our first video always sucked, and the first take usually always suck. You just get better over time and within takes. So make sure you have the time and space for practice, and just don't get too hard on yourself. Don't get judgmental, because it's not gonna help you and it's not gonna help the video. Okay, the process of feeling more comfortable with the camera or gaining more confidence while talking to a camera is not something that only happens while recording. There's actually a lot of emotional management while we're watching the footage we've recorded. So let's talk about this for a second. First and most important thing is your voice doesn't suck. We've all heard our voices for the first time on a video, on a voice note or something like that. Luckily enough, with our phones we're more used to this, but when you're watching your video, the first time you do that, you're not gonna like your voice. It's normal, and the scientific reason behind this is that when we speak, our bones and tissues of our head can like enhance the lower frequencies of our voice. So our voice in our mind sounds distorted. So the camera is gonna capture your real voice, the voice that everyone hears from you. And what you're hearing, the voice you're hearing from yourself, is just really a distorted version of your voice with more low frequencies. You just need to accept this, we all have to accept this, and that's it. At some point you're gonna get used to your video voice, your real voice, and it's gonna be fine. But there are some people that take more time to deal with this. It's shocking because we've heard our voice forever, and now we're like watching this video and we're like, who's this person? It's part of the process, just accept it. Something to keep in mind when you're watching your cell phone footage is that you're not objective. There's no way you can be objective about how you look on camera. So don't be hard on yourself, okay? Show your video to someone else, to a friend that knows you, and ask them, is that me? Is this how you see me? If your friend says yes, then just go with it. Even if you don't feel it's like you, if you trust your friend, then go with that video. Okay, hope you feel better now about recording yourself on camera, now that you know what happens inside of us emotionally and in our brains. If you have other tips or advice on how to feel more comfortable on camera, please let me know in the comments and let us know, and let's share a little bit of how we did it, what was our process. This was my process. I'm looking forward to hear yours.